Thank you for joining us on the Music Roundtable, where we attempt to chat about all things music. We are your hosts, Kim, Clint, Lyle, and Vicky. Please sit back and get into the music groove with us.
Yay. Let's go. We're
Yes,
here. If we've made it. You boys will be happy now. You can shut up about it. No?
Yeah, Kim and I have talked enough.
Finally doing to
It's your
talk about
turn.
bandos.
Yeah.
You want to talk about
Say, all the podcasts up to this point has led to this point where you get to talk about Def Leppard.
Oh, and you do too.
I know, but
Yes.
he's
But
the
this is
Uber,
Lyle's
he's
baby.
the Uber fan.
Yeah, this is my ultimate band, I guess you could say. So, well, they just started their recent tour last night in St. Louis. Journey opening up with
I was going to say the date because this is going to be
I was gonna say, by the
broadcast.
time you
yeah,
listen
so
to
this
this, it'll
is
be
June
3 nights ago.
6th they started. July 6th.
July, yeah.
July 6th, sorry.
I was like, wow, we went back on that.
Yeah.
We're going back in time,
Back in
people.
time.
With a totally, I guess, reworked set list with a new song and a very old song from Pyromania that they've never played live before. So,
Interesting.
yes.
Yes, that's the one that he sent to us because he was so proud that that's being
Yes, I was very
played live.
happy.
Yes.
And I
And if
can't.
anybody would know, it would be him because he prints out all the set lists.
Yes,
Yes.
which we have right in front of us. Of all the shows that I've been to, anyway.
All right.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
that song happened to be Coming Under Fire, anyway. So. Yes. Yes, which was apparently asked for quite a bit over the last couple of years by somebody I know that knows a couple of the band members. And yeah, she was asking a lot. And
But this
they
is
went-
this is the one that you said that they've never
played until
live.
they did the Sirius XM. That was the first time they played it. They, well,
And why hadn't
Savage
they?
says he thinks they have, but they've never. I think it was only recorded just for that album. It was never supposed to be
It was
Anything.
just a filler.
just a filler.
That's why they
And
never played
They've
it.
never played it. They didn't know how popular it was, and now with good old
Maybe
social
they should
media,
have played it.
yeah, exactly.
Would have done better. Yeah.
Right?
And
Going back to our last podcast.
yes,
You know.
yes, and with the attributes of social media, they're now listening to everybody, all their fans, and yeah, and this being the 40th, I guess 41 anniversary of Pyromania now.
83, yeah, 41.
Wow. Yeah.
So because of COVID, I think that their plans got all messed up for a couple of years. Because I think we want to do something.
All of our plans.
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
that's one of the problems with playing songs is obviously everybody always wants to hear the hits. So the bigger your catalog gets, the harder it is to put
All your hits.
All your hits down.
all your
yeah.
hits in, let alone the little oddball songs that people don't get to listen to.
Yeah, because how do you
Exactly.
choose?
Well, that's why you look at these set lists and it's like, okay, it's usually the same songs, and then there's,
I was gonna
wow.
say, yeah, you could probably compare it to their greatest hits album, and that would be most of the set
Yeah,
list.
pretty much.
Well, Phil Collins said they hadn't changed their set list in about 12 years, roughly, give or take.
Well, because there's certain songs people would riot if they didn't play them. You think about it that way, would you not? There's certain ones on
Well,
here
there's
I would
some
be
songs
like
that are huge that
disappointed.
people don't want to hear. They don't like those songs.
What?
Well, too bad.
Like what song? Yeah, exactly. Too bad.
Yeah.
Vicky on stage.
I'll
Damn
name
you,
it.
this was my concert. You go out of here. I'm going to listen to what I want.
Pour some sugar on me, actually.
That's what I was gonna say.
People are sick and tired of hearing it live.
Nuh-uh. No,
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
call bull
no.
crap on that. That's one of the ones
So-
that people would riot if they didn't
Well,
play
see,
that
that's the
song.
average fan, right? They only know that one song.
Yeah, so the average Joes can just,
But the diehard fans
Yeah.
are like,
Console war.
I'm not like that, though. I want to hear the song.
I want to hear it.
Me too. I would hear it. Absolutely.
Because that's what got me kind of into the band, so I have to, yeah, I got
Which
to hear
one
that
got
song.
you into the band?
Pour some sugar on me.
Pour some sugar on me?
That's
Yeah.
what got you into the
Yeah,
band?
it has to be
Yeah.
for me too.
Oh, yeah, no.
That
I
was-
I
that was
remember
my
their
first
songs
song I
from
heard.
Pyromania. I
Yeah.
remember them, but I remember hearing that, well, seeing the video, speaking of, on the afternoon CBC video show. And she was playing it, and she goes, "Oh, this is a new one from Leopard." And I Whoa. Okay.
What year was that?
Album came out 83, so...
No,
83?
no. Or Porcelain Sugar Company. So that was.
Oh, you're on Porsche. Oh, sorry.
That was
87, the album came out.
87. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was 5 years, or roughly 5 years between.
Yeah, and I think it was in the summer that the song came out.
Because I was gonna say I remember hearing "Pour Some Sugar on Me" the first time I heard it. I didn't even know who Def Leppard was, and it was at the Little Dance Club in Langley. Images. Don't know if any of you went to Images, but so I was probably, I think I was 14, and that song came on, and everybody, of course, was freaking out. And I'm like, what are they freaking out about? I have no idea. So that was the first time I ever heard it. I still didn't know who they were, but I heard "Pour Some Sugar on Me."
April of 1988.
88.
When it came out in April of 88. So.
Yeah, so that would track with it was the summer that I was at that dance club. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's my first recollection of Def Leppard, not knowing who they were.
And of course, then they played it at all the school dances. And
Yeah.
It was that opening.
I knew them
video.
a little sooner than that.
Yes,
Oh, well,
you did.
yeah.
Of course you would.
Of course you would, because they're your favorite
We've covered
too.
this numerous
Yes.
times.
But that, like I said, I didn't even know who they were. I didn't know who they were until I met you. So that was 1992.
I blame my brother and Jody.
I like I said, I might have heard like "Pour Some Sugar on Me" is probably my
Yeah.
first exposure
Same.
to them too.
Yeah.
But I probably heard it on the radio or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's why I remember hearing the songs on Pyromania. I think there was even played one in my grade 7 dance, I think.
See, that's
Really?
kind of... Okay,
I
so
think,
would-
yeah, I remember. I think it was Foolin' because I remember.
I don't know.
So, and then all of a sudden we're like, okay, what do we, like, this is kind of weird.
Oh, I don't.
But that was
yeah,
in,
don't
like I
remember
said,
them.
that was 87, so obviously it had already
broken.
taken effect by that time with
Yeah.
Pyromania, right? But
Yeah. It's actually kind of funny because so Pour Some Sugar is the one that got you guys into it. So you guys are in some senses are lucky that you didn't have that 5 years without them. Because
yeah, and I'm the same.
because I grew up, obviously my brother had, and I'll probably work backwards, is he probably had the Pyromania album and got the High and Dry and On Through the Night. So, but I listened to all those. So when you have this band and for 5 years you didn't have an album in between, like where's this band? Are they coming back? And like,
So yeah,
you know,
you went through that dark.
yeah, like
time.
I'm waiting for this new album to come out, and
And we're like, whatever. We don't know anything about it.
Well, you don't know anything about it. So you
No,
wouldn't
didn't
even
know anything about it.
so between Pyromania and
Hysteria.
Hysteria, you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those unheard of things, especially at that time, for an artist to take
That long of a
that
hiatus,
long
yeah.
between it. Obviously, with you guys not being exposed to it, you wouldn't have really known what was going on.
No.
So you wouldn't have even known about Rick Allen's accident.
Oh,
or
gosh,
anything
no.
Like
No,
that.
I
had no
didn't know
idea.
Def Leppard till
No.
after his accident,
Yeah,
for sure.
after. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we're obviously I grew up listening to him, so we heard the news of the accident. Oh my God, what's going to happen with the band?
Yeah.
And for them to finally come out, and then obviously that Hysteria album came out, and we listened to it and we're like, oh, like
Well,
Finally!
and it didn't even really.
Burned it out.
Well, it didn't take. Like it wasn't selling well.
Which one?
Hysteria was not selling well at the start.
That was when that came out after everything?
After yeah,
Yeah,
with
after
Rick
his
Allen's
accident.
accident
Yeah.
and everything like that. Like, and it was, but it was that song
'Cause-
because that song was getting played with strippers in Florida.
So then they had been gone
That's
too long,
why.
I guess.
I just the songs that just didn't. And
Doesn't
the next thing you
resonate.
know, they're selling hundreds of thousands of.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but it was again the
Hmm.
one song. That's all it takes.
It is all it
Yeah,
takes,
for
and
sure.
And
playing
then
it
the tour,
everywhere.
and then being in the round, which was, I guess, new at the time, because not many artists. had
well,
done
still
that.
even now, not many artists
No.
actually do it or whatever. And obviously they've gone away from it as well. But at the time, that was awesome
Yeah.
concerts.
So
Is
that
that
was-
that's the first one I went to too? That was your first one?
Yeah, that was my
Get
first
out.
one.
That was my
the
first
first
one.
one. Not Clint though.
No, Clint. Clint went to a different
Why
one.
did it have
But
to
that
leave early? But
1992 in 1992, yes, September
Yeah.
3rd. That was the first time I'd ever seen Def Leppard live.
Well,
Yeah.
you guys will be jealous because I missed it on the one I did go, which would I assume if the album came 88, it was 89. I saw them. Is Tesla opened?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which was awesome. Tesla opened. I saw them. Obviously, the person I was with did not like the pot smoke in the air. I was with him and his dad.
Yeah.
So we had to leave early, which sucks.
Yeah.
Well, at the time when this album or when this concert was on, another
Shut up. I think I know what you're trying to tell me.
another artist was
Nope.
in town recording one of their albums and showed up on stage in the
You know
encore.
who it is?
No.
Oh my God, Vic.
John Bon Jovi.
I had a feeling that's
Son of a bitch.
Damn it.
Yeah, that was way before I was allowed to go to
But I
concerts.
missed,
Yeah,
I
same.
missed that part of it. But both my siblings were also at the show. They were older. They got to go on their own.
Of
I had
course.
to go with the parent. Because had I known, I would have found where they were, and I would have like, can I hang with you guys?
Right?
So I went early, and that was very disappointing to come home and find out that I missed seeing Bon Jovi there as well.
So you didn't even see Def Leppard?
Oh, I saw Def Leppard. No, I saw
okay.
Def Leppard. I saw all of Tesla's act, and I saw a fair portion of Def Leppard's act or whatever. It's just obviously the parent I was with
Had to
obviously
leave.
wanted to leave because there was too much, like, didn't like the pot smoke and stuff like that in
Right,
the air.
right.
So gathered me and
Being a parent.
yeah, me and the other
Dang it.
me and his kid up. and
Weak.
we
You just
went home.
stay. Breathe
Pretty
through your
sure-
other nose.
I'm pretty sure I came home, and obviously my siblings aren't home yet, so I was in my room and I
Pouting.
It was no, I think we had a record player, and so I'm playing Def Leppard and playing with toys and
Yeah.
imagining the rest of the concert.
Aw, that's so sad for you. That's sad.
And then to have them come home and tell you the news.
That
Yeah,
That
well,
John Bon
yeah, 'cause,
Jovi?
yeah,
I found out later.
I found it in the news. It was
Did
in
he-
the
did he
newspaper the
sing?
next thing. Yeah, I think
Was
he-
this-
he-
oh.
I think they did Traveling Man,
I can't
Okay,
remember what
let's-
they
I think
did.
so.
I can't remember what they did, but
because that's usually what,
what
they
year
would
was
always
that?
do.
Or what tour was that? Do you even know?
Hysteria.
well, it would have been Hysteria Tour.
Just put Vancouver.
I just realized I probably don't even have the ticket stub to that concert.
No, probably not. We have all the other ones, but from like 1992 on, like I said, I have that Def Leppard one because that was the one. That was you introducing me to them even more so, and then that was my like first official rock concert. Yeah.
Well, they were my first official rock concert too. It
I
just
mean, I
happened to be
guess so.
it happened to be a few years earlier than the rest of you.
Yes. So let's see.
And then many more concerts.
Oh, yeah.
since then.
Many more
Oh.
after that.
June 23rd, 1988.
There you go.
Wow, dude. 1988? How old were you?
I would have been 13.
14.
I would have been 13
yeah,
because I wouldn't
13.
because if it was in June, I wouldn't
Yeah.
have even been. I wouldn't have even been
Right.
14
John
yet.
Bon Jovi appeared as a special guest with the band for the first time during the encore of Travelin' Band on this final night of the Canadian tour. Phil had already guested on stage with Bon Jovi in 86, and both Joe and Rick would do so later in 88 on the upcoming New Jersey tour. Bon Jovi was in town to record the New Jersey album. In interviews at the time, Joe mentioned the two bands hung out together. The band stayed in the city after the show for a few days to rehearse new songs being added into the show on the next U.S. tour leg. Phil, Steve, and Rick went to a local music venue called Club Soda after the show. They hung out with Loverboy guitarist Paul Dean and his producer Brian McLeod. Loverboy had supported the band on the April 1988 UK tour. A decent quality audience recording exists from this show. Oh, we're going to have to find that.
Yeah, it is. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, they're here for, I think, a few days. Yeah, extra. And they did the video for Love Bites here as well. They had to practice that because
there
they'd
you
never
go.
played it. And that
Interesting.
became number one. And they're like, oh, we have to learn that. So they spent 3 days here, did the video, learned how to play it. And it's been in their sets basically ever since. Yeah.
Had no idea. Interesting. All right.
Yes. Vancouver. What else?
Vancouver, right?
And I've always thought too, like Def Leppard and Bon Jovi,
Synonymous.
like just go together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Always.
peanut butter and jelly.
Exactly.
That would be a great residency,
Too.
no?
Be like, so because he doesn't
Resident-
like Bon Jovi,
oh,
but he
yeah.
likes
that would-
Def Leppard, and I'm
It's
like,
like, how
but
can you
they're-
like
they're
one without
so,
the other?
Exactly, they're
Synonymous.
so similar bands. He's like,
Yeah.
no, they aren't.
Yes, they
Yeah,
are. Yeah, they are, dude. They were born from the same universe. Do you not understand?
That'd be a
80s
great,
hair
great
metal.
residency, though.
Right.
The two
Yeah.
bands together.
Oh my gosh.
That would be amazing.
I'd be going. Be like, see ya.
yeah, right?
See, I would be going with you.
Not to you, just to work, whatever else is going
Whatever else is
on.
going on, I'm like,
Like,
no, I'm out.
hey guys,
Like, I'm there.
are you packed? Come on, we gotta
Yeah,
go.
we gotta go.
I'd be probably seen as.
But it's
I'd
not
be
for
killed.
another
I'd be
week.
looking around the house going,
She's already on a plane, dude. Already on a plane.
I'd be going, a few shows with that,
That would be
That would be fun.
amazing.
like I did on the last residency. But we'll get to that.
We'll get there.
Yeah. What? It's Leopard, of course.
Yeah, yeah. We took a bit of a break from Def Leppard because I had had enough. But that's just because it seemed like at one point in our lives, every concert we were going to was Def Leppard. Not that I don't. I love Def Leppard, but it was just a lot. It's like, oh,
I feel
can we
that
see
way.
someone else?
Kind of feel that way with Nickelback now that I tallied up how many times
Yeah.
I've actually seen
Right?
them.
Yeah,
I'm going again.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you do that for the bands that you love, right?
You do, and I'll go. I just
Which is sad though, because the one you're going to, which is going to be a great show to see, but you're having to go down south of the border because they're not
Yeah.
coming up here. Which
what does
little-
that say?
little
Does-
infuriating,
Does that
but-
say something about how they're doing here?
I know Joe has said previously that they sell more albums per capita in Canada than anywhere else in the world.
Then what the hell?
Why are they not touring here?
I know Vancouver. Can
I know
sometimes
that
be an
it
issue.
costs a lot of money to tour in Canada,
Yes,
more so than anywhere else.
of course.
Because you can get from Portland to Seattle to Spokane. And
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
our cities
Where you
are a
come up
little
here to
far and wide.
Canada, you come up to Vancouver,
Yeah.
like they've played Prince George, they played Kelowna,
yeah,
Yeah.
they've done that.
Yeah.
But now now I got to go to Calgary.
yeah. It's a bit of a
Gotta go to
trek.
Edmonton.
Yeah,
and
it's a trek.
Winnipeg
Then
and, yeah,
Regina.
A lot of different flights instead of just
Yeah.
driving a couple hours,
it's,
right?
Yeah, a long drive to get everywhere. So that's why it's so expensive.
I mean, it makes
So
sense.
just come to Vancouver.
Yeah, just
Instead of coming,
Solve the issue.
well,
just come
they're
here.
only doing one show in Canada, and that's Toronto.
Toronto. Frickin' Toronto, man. They get everybody. And it's, I mean, I get it, but on the same token, I don't want to fly to Toronto.
No,
No.
It's not worth it at that point. I will drive to Seattle. I will drive to Portland if you really want to go.
Heck,
He's looking at me
I've
like I
driven
really
to
want to go.
Edmonton for a concert.
Yeah, right? I would drive to
hey,
Edmonton
I've
for
gone
a
to Vegas,
concert.
so why not,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He's
I
like,
think-
excuse me while I go buy some tickets.
Well,
Hannah."
I
This
think-
is kinda
Yeah,
like,
right?
With this set list, like it's different. Like they're only focusing on Pyromania and Hysteria. That's the latest tour.
oh, is it?
So it's a lot of the older songs. It's
So then it's perfect. You want to go to this one.
you do, and the song, like they're playing one new song, and the new song that was just released.
So
But-
this is kind of like a getting ready to premiere their new album tour.
No, it's just one song. I think it's because of the 40th anniversary of Pyromania.
Oh, that's all. Oh, that's what
That's
the
all
tour's
it's
for.
for. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's why. I know a lot of people wanted a residency, but I know they're going to probably
That
end
would
up
be
doing
easier.
It would be easier. They don't have to travel.
it. Yeah,
Right.
and
Everybody comes
it's
to
easier
them.
on the band.
Yeah, it,
Oh,
it's,
totally.
and he
is.
knows it too.
like,
Yeah.
it
But-
sucks for us having to travel to Vegas like you did or whatever, but obviously, yeah, if the band is there situated, they can literally come in, do their show, go home, rest, and come back, and they're able to do it the next day, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, yeah,
More-
obviously,
more
to-
downtime.
When you're on the
It-
road, that's
it's
tough.
just the temperature, like the weather down there. Like
Yeah.
I know he's like, okay, I got to get out of here. So he goes away for a couple of days, and he's like, oh, moisture. Like
Well, because it's very
It's
dry
very
there,
dry there, right?
and that's hard
And
on your
just-
voice.
that's-
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all
so
the
then
air
he comes back, and
conditioning
then okay, now we're good. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
I need to go back to my moist land of, you know.
exactly.
That's
Like,
what Vancouver's good for. Come on.
Exactly.
just go
just like home.
anywhere, basically,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Get some
Go
moisture. and
north
then-
or go to Ireland or wherever he wants to go.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Because say lots of great artists that live in Vancouver. Just come live in Vancouver.
Just come live
There
in
you go.
Vancouver. It's like home. It
Pretty
is.
close.
pretty much
Yeah,
for them,
it's
it
close.
is.
It is
Yeah.
very. Yep.
Yeah, there's several artists from England that have lived here.
Yep.
So
Very
Why not?
similar weather system.
add to it. Yeah. So, yeah.
Interesting. And when's that new? When is the new tour starting? Then you said it started
Last night,
last night, and where was that one?
St. Louis.
St. Louis. So where are they next? Do you know?
No.
No, because
Dude.
when are they? When are they in Portland?
Yeah, September 3rd.
September.
So it's
okay.
in Portland, the one that's coming up here?
Yeah.
It's not even Seattle, it's Portland?
No, they're going Portland and then Seattle, the Open, in the
Okay.
Open Stadium, and then they're also playing Spokane, and
Oh,
that's with
Spokane's next.
that's with Jason Bonham, the Led Zeppelin experience.
Oh, great! You had to say Led Zeppelin experience.
I would love to go to that one, but We can't arrange that one. So.
Why? When is that one?
Apparently, they're on their way to Orlando.
Oh yes.
Well, we don't want to go to Orlando,
No.
so that's good.
And then Atlanta, Chicago, Detroit, Nashville.
Welcome to our
Philadelphia.
podcast where we just where we just schedule our
Our
tour
dates, yes.
Yeah, so they're in Toronto in August.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they're
then
playing
doing
Florida
some of
like
it.
right after that.
Well, Boston, New York, then Florida.
Yeah.
Heading over to Texas and
Oof.
back up this way. So yeah, Portland in September and Seattle a couple days after that.
Oh, so still September. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, we've been meaning to go to Seattle for a little bit here. There's some things we wanted to do there.
Oh no!
But do you really want to go
September
outside?
4.
That's the thing. So the Seattle
outside
show
one?
is, at the football stadium, I believe, or baseball.
Well, they're both
Oh no, it's at the
Baseball?
baseball
Baseball?
stadium.
next door to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one's there, and then the Portland is in the arena. And the
Would
one
the
in
outs-
You don't
Spokane.
want to go to the outdoor concert.
Yeah, would it not be like Kelsey was just at the Rolling Stones? We just found out, and the roof was open. I was like, well, that must have been a
Oh, that
different
must have been
experience.
nice.
And
Yeah.
she said, yeah, it was good. It's like
She went and didn't tell you.
But what if it rains? See, this is the problem, though. What if it rains?
that's what I said. I was like, what the hell?
What if it rains?
They
Or
close
what if
it, don't
it's
they?
not in Seattle? You can't.
Oh, because that one's open all the time.
That's a
So
baseball
you have an
diamond.
umbrella.
So?
We are made in Vancouver.
Exactly.
We're used to the rain.
Or
It's a little
you're like what it's like right now.
Oh, if it's roasting, yeah, you make sure you be having a hat on and stuff. That's for sure.
But
I don't know.
Hey, it was worse than this in New York, and we went to Yankee Stadium, and that's open all the time.
Yeah,
too.
very
that-
true. Very true.
I guess you
It
just have
was-
to
it
make
was hot, it was
sure.
sweaty.
Yeah,
But if you got the ones up at the top, there's probably a little bit of coverage.
a little bit.
That's what I would do. I
Yeah.
put the one at the top. Make sure you're wearing your sunscreen. Get your coverage with sleeves. Have a hat on.
Oh no! I have to buy another merch shirt.
Oh no! But don't buy.
Heaven forbid.
Better not be black.
Yeah, right.
That's all the
Most
shirts
probably
are.
I know, but
No,
they
there's
need.
some that
There
are
is some that are
colored. Oh,
colored.
okay.
Do you remember? Yeah, the one you got from Seabird Island with Def Leppard.
Oh, the white one.
It was white and it was a tank top. Do more of that.
Yeah,
Do you not
right?
remember that one?
Nope.
It was white and it had the UK flag and
Well, it
said
had,
Def
it had
I-
the adrenalized eye on it, and it had
yeah. That's the one he got. Yeah.
the 7-day
Oh.
weekend tour.
Yeah.
That's one I got. I think was the black one.
You got a
Yeah,
black
the
one, but he got a
7-day
white
weekend
tank
tour.
top.
Yeah, that's one I got.
See if I can find a picture of it. But
I
yeah,
remember that one.
That one's not in
Which,
my
'cause
merch
I still
drawer.
have
That
it.
one's packed away in a box somewhere.
oh, it totally is because
Mine's in a drawer and still have it.
What?
you were a stick.
Yes. I was a little bit smaller then. Yes, I wouldn't fit the T-shirt.
I know. you were like 18.
Somehow
can
I
make it a
went
nice
from medium to
pillow.
extra large. I don't know.
You mean you grew up? That's what happens when you get past 18.
Right?
We're not that old.
No,
No, we're not.
no, we're not.
Age is just a number,
Yeah.
Tell that
Yes.
to my body.
right? Actually, I was just looking at the notes, and when we were talking about when we got to know them, I must have gone back and heard these songs, like after we started hanging out and whatnot. Because even looking at the notes, like I don't even know if I knew Def Leppard until after Steve Clark's.
Yeah, it was,
Passing.
no, mine was different.
To be
than that,
honest,
Until after Steve. Yeah,
Yeah.
I,
You
was, I
probably
didn't know
knew
who
the
Steve Clark was at all.
Probably some of the songs after.
well, like I
those
said,
started.
I probably heard some of it, but didn't really know
No.
who they were.
No.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure I heard "Pour Some Sugar on Me." I'm sure I heard "Rocket." I'm sure I heard "Armageddon" It before that, but
wouldn't have
didn't
put-
really.
no.
Yeah, no,
And didn't hear it all the time.
exactly.
That was the biggest thing because we
Yeah.
didn't have them. We
So
didn't
you
have
mentioned
albums.
that, and that's all devastating because obviously there was when Steve Clark died.
Yeah.
It was right around the same time Freddie Mercury died, and Stevie
Yeah.
Ray Vaughan died. That was a really bad
Couple
time.
of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, didn't know. Did
Probably
not.
a few months. 'cause
Didn't even know
Freddie
who Steve
Mercury
Clark
in
was.
November. Steve Clark was in January. I don't know when Stevie Ray Vaughan died. But
But yeah, it was all around the same.
80. Yeah, I can't remember.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a
But yeah,
lot.
but even just looking back at like Bringing On the Heartbreak, yeah, I know that song. I don't know when I really knew the song, But it's just weird to go back and think that, a song from that far back, 81, is something that I knew, but didn't know that I knew.
Didn't
You
know?
what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. It's in your memory, but you had no idea what it was
Yeah.
at the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yes.
It's a lot of those songs. It's a lot of those songs because we were very much children when they came out, when they had those songs. So we wouldn't.
We wouldn't know when
Exactly.
no, we didn't. Well, you knew them.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I
right?
love my. Okay, so there's first album, On Through the Night. There's no song on there that says On Through the Night. You go on to the High and Dry album, there
There's
is a
On
song, On Through the Night.
Well, that makes
And
no
there's
sense.
also
makes sense.
and there's also a song on that album, High and
High and
Dry.
dry. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the advantage that you had because your older
Oh,
brother.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If my dad didn't listen to it or I wasn't exposed to it,
You wouldn't know it. Yeah.
I wouldn't know. And
Who
then
knows
that.
if you'd even be a Def Leppard fan?
Well, see, that was the thing when I heard
that's true,
that
too.
the song, and then I just started playing guitar. I think by that time, yeah. So of course,
Jim.
oh wow, ooh, I got to learn this stuff, and then it just, I think it snowballed from there.
It definitely snowballed with you.
Oh, it
You are
did.
the like
my
I'm
God.
You
I'm
were
a,
in with both feet, right?
like,
Oh, I was.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And then there's Lyle.
I don't know why.
You don't. Well, sometimes we just don't know why. It just is,
I-
right?
just happens.
There was
It's
just
like Bon
something
Jovi for
about
us.
yeah.
right.
There was just something about the songs. Maybe it was the guitar playing. I don't know. I still don't.
See,
I
that-
don't know. I think
see.
they just had that.
I was gonna say like
know,
that's
the
one
hook.
thing. Like, obviously, we've lost members along the way and stuff. But anybody who is actually listening to us, I highly recommend you go to one of their concerts, literally just for the guitar solo, because the way they play off of each other during a guitar solo is just awesome.
Awesome.
Yes.
It is two guitar players playing one guitar solo, but literally one plays one part, the other one without missing a beat picks up the next part, and it's awesome.
That one.
What was that? Oh, your T-shirt.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
I remember
okay.
that
I
one
do
now.
remember that.
Yeah. Never ending weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just still looking for it. I'm like, oh, there it is.
But yeah, I don't.
You're gonna have to put that picture on our Facebook page when this comes out. because-
Vintage Def Leppard, dear. Vintage Def Leppard.
Well, even before seeing,
Yeah.
even before seeing them on tour, though, like
Yeah.
with Steve Clark's death, I was like, no, I just got into the band. I felt the band was over.
I have to
As we
say,
probably
it was.
would at that age.
Yeah.
At that
thinking
age,
that,
like I
you know,
remember the day. I remember where I was. It was a snow day here. I wish it wasn't like that now.
It's a little warm today.
Yeah, a
Good
little
thing
more
we have
today.
the air conditioning.
I was
on.
over at a friend's place, and I remember my dad coming to pick me up, and he goes, "Yeah." He thought it was a singer. I guess that's what the rumor was.
that
at
it was
the time.
Joe Clark or Joe
Elliott,
Yeah.
and it ended up being Steve Clark. And I'm like, no, like band's over. Like, no, I just got into this. Like, no, and then
Yeah.
obviously with the following year, of course, Freddie Mercury's. We got to see the new guitar player, which I was unsure of at the start, but now it's okay.
You can't mention, yeah, you
Oh,
can't
can't
imagine,
imagine
you can't
without
imagine
him.
the band without him now.
Because when I
No.
did see him on the Euphoria tour, no, it just wasn't there.
No.
No, I remember sitting, we're listening to one song, and I was like, "What?" And somebody was behind. Like it was off.
Because
And it was
sorry, what year was this that he passed? Steve Clark died in
91.
91. So then the one that we went to in 92, who played there?
that was Vivian Campbell.
That was Vivian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would have been.
Yep. He was perfect then. He was perfect at
Yeah.
Seabird. He was great at.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was
slang,
at Seabird
but
as
it
well,
was-
right? Yeah.
But
Sorry.
Seabird
Still-
bringing back some good memories.
This is still one of my favorite weekends ever. Right?
Such a good weekend. So much fun.
and then when we played Euphoria tour, it was just he was just not playing the way that he should be playing. And then
Yeah.
we find out later he has cancer and all that.
Yeah.
Which probably was already, who knows? By
It was
that
already
time.
there, yeah.
By that time, right? So I knew it was a few years after that it was diagnosed, but who knows? But then all of a sudden, that's all he does now is play guitar. and yeah, way better. So I don't know what, but I just remember that day and thinking that's the end of Def Leppard and crap. No,
No.
not allowed. And
Yeah.
Right?
no,
How
of
dare
course.
you?
Yeah,
I could see that though, because
Bring
like
it
obviously
back.
that was the first band you actually really kind of
Connected.
Yeah.
connected
Took
with.
yeah.
So to kind of jump into it and then to get that devastating news, like yeah, I well obviously I was there. I got the same devastating news.
yeah.
But I see that obviously I was a fan of theirs with Rick's accident and stuff like this, and they were able to persevere from that. So I still figured they could still pull something out of it, and like they finished the Adrenalize album as a 4-piece.
Yes, yeah, and released it as a 4-piece.
Yeah.
But at that time, I just remember just thinking like, no, I just started listening to it, like just started listening to them.
Say a correction. They finished as a 4-piece. They still had Steve parts in
Yes,
in
yes,
that
they
album.
did. Yeah, some of the demo stuff, and as we find out later, that they did release some of the demos, and,
Yeah.
and Love and Hate Collide and stuff. But yeah, I just remember that. Yeah, like it was yesterday with his death, and
Yeah. Well, like I said, like just talking about it is obviously I knew obviously when he passed away and obviously Freddie passed away around like it was a tough time there, reminiscent of also 2009 when we lost David Bowie and
Yeah.
Prince and the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. So
I
many
know,
people
it's
passed away
just-
that year.
And I think, yeah, you're right that the first band, and then yeah, your artist, and
Yeah.
one of the band members passes away, and I know unfortunately you do get used to it with some of these artists. Not the right words, I think, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's funny.
kinda-
Like there is certain artists where you see it through their lifestyle, and
you
to
almost
make-
expect it.
Yeah, to make it as far as some of them have, it's like okay, well they passed, but okay, that makes sense. Steve Clark's issues, they were there. They weren't widely known by the general public and stuff.
No, we had no idea of his drinking problem, and he was put on hiatus for the album, and
Yeah.
he had already been talked to, and I know they already went through with Pete Willis the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know at the time they were just like, they kept giving him
Chances.
so many chances to the point where it's like, you got to go. And he knew that. And then steps in Phil Collin, which changed the band. But yeah.
Yeah, like obviously we never touched on the fact that Pete Willis, obviously original member of the band, and for the reasons mostly known to the band themselves, like we don't know how bad it was, but
Yeah.
they had to let him go, and they brought in Phil Collins, who pretty much came in at the right time.
Yeah. Played it. And I knew that what I've read now is that he knew Joe a couple of years before them. And
Yeah.
he was already, Joe had already been talking to him about joining the band.
Oh.
So they already, I think with Pete, they were like, "Oh no, he's fine. He's back. It's all good." And in the meantime, Phil, he just played with his other band girl, and then he came in to play solo, Stage Fright,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're in.
You're in.
Yeah,
Pete's
what
out.
Yeah, what other solos do you want to? Can you play on?" And
Yeah.
I think it was Photograph or something else, and yeah. But most of the stuff on Pyromania is all Pete Willis.
Yeah.
And just for some of the solos, it's Phil Collin. That's it. Yeah. So
See, yeah, like I'm mostly like Phil Collin is my
Yeah,
my knowledge
well,
of it,
and,
right?
and to a lot of people, so you're Phil Collin, you're Vivian Campbell. That is
Yeah,
that is
that's-
the
that's
Def
Def
Leppard that
Leppard.
most
That we know.
people
Yeah.
know.
well, they've been together longer than the original band.
yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when you think about it.
I've been around when Joe and Savage had the really curly hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen those pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, like majority, like you say, majority of the people know the band as this way. That's
Yeah,
it.
Yes,
and
that's it.
and the thing is they are a great group together, and they put on amazing shows, and it is sad that original members are no longer with us here, but it's still a great band, and they work as a band. Like I think that's what I love is they're all in it, and they're all kind of equal contributors, as it seems, coming into this band. And there is, or at least from our perspective, there's
That's what
huge
that's what he
camaraderie.
always says.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a band effort. It's
Yeah.
not individual. So whoever comes up with an idea for a song, they just send it over if that's going to be a good song, or just put it in the background for now, or work on it, or we'll put in this, and next thing you know, you have a song.
And then, well, obviously they are also, I know this, is they are perfectionists on what they do.
Yes, they are.
So it is hard for them to produce an album
Yes.
because, like, they can put out a great album, but they want to put out a stellar album.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there's this, and then there's
Their standard.
I
Yeah.
think there was a interview with him, and he's like, you know, it's like much like building a house and stuff. And yeah, someone could slap a house out and get it out in 6 weeks, but it's, you know,
Tilted?
yeah, it's not
it'll
good.
be standing, but it may not be a great house. And they want to put in that extra effort and just, you know, work it so
Make it
it's
the best possible they can
Stand the
do.
test of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And clearly by the albums and
Well,
everything
and the
they've
producer
released.
that they had at the time,
Yeah,
because he came aboard from High and Dry,
Who was it?
Mutt Lang.
I was going to say, is it Mutt Lang? I was curious.
That's the name that was in my head
I was
too.
like, it's Mutt Lang. Come on.
Yeah.
Mutt Lang, Mutt Lang. Yeah.
Well,
Makes
because he
sense.
came for High and Dry and then Pyromania, and then he wasn't going to do Hysteria. He needed a break. And they bring in Jim Steinman, and yeah,
It's all
was
that
a
makes the
quick
albums,
The
right?
boot
rest
out
is
and-
history, as they say.
yeah,
Yes.
he got quickly booted out, and they rewrote everything and restarted. And
Oy.
Mutt Lang came in, and yeah, this is the way it should sound. We're going to spend more time on it.
Yeah.
More time on it. more
Well, you
time on
need
it.
to, because if you just like throw out a piece of crap, that's what happened with all those other bands.
Probably, yeah.
You know?
And that's one
you
of the
can't push
things.
them out like that.
Is they also put just as much effort into the album when they're making it, but when they do the tour, they do everything they can to like make these songs, you know, pretty much how you hear them on the album is how they're played. Like they embellish on them in live and in concert, which is amazing to see, but they don't, you know, put out this album and then you come out to the concert and it sounds nothing like it. Like they make sure it has the same quality in a live concert than it does
On the album.
on the album, which adds like to these CDs that I got laying in front of me is, you know, not only do I have the CDs wherever I can, I've got live recordings of everything they do as well. So
Well, that's all I was doing last night was just, I got to figure out what they're doing for their set list. I got to figure this out.
Don't you want to be surprised?
Lyle doesn't do well.
I don't
know
do well
he
with
doesn't do well with
surprises.
surprises,
Well,
but
when I saw him in Vegas, I was getting antsy. I'm like, oh, I wonder what they're going to open up. I wonder what they're going
a
to.
song, Lyle. They're going to open with a song.
I know they were, but I knew some of the songs that they were going to be playing, and I was just like, what are they going to open up with? When are they going to open up with?
That is one of the things you need to relax. And
Yeah.
You just need to enjoy
Chill.
the song.
Enjoy the experience.
But I did.
You need to hear the first two chords going. I like this song, and away we go.
Yeah.
Not like what are they going to play next? What are they going to play? No, just relax.
Well,
Let's
it was just-
listen to the music.
It was the opening song, and I was like, what are they going to do? What are they going to open up with? Like, I knew what songs they were, I heard what they were going to be playing, but I'm like, what song? Like, what?
You must
what?
be the only person that's like that. I can't even think like that when I go to a concert. Just
Like,
like
I was
okay.
stressing me
Yeah.
out, and then I was
I
like,
have hunches about
Yeah.
what songs they might open with.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm right. Most of the time I'm not.
Yeah, and that's fun to talk about. But I wouldn't be like, oh my god, panicking. What song?
when the gunshots came, I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, okay. I've always wanted to hear that song live, and I
Yeah.
get to hear it now. Perfect.
Yeah.
In Vegas.
I think they just should screw with somebody and play whatever their encore song is as their opener. Because you know how the encore song is usually the one everybody wants to
Let's
hear.
hear it,
Let's
yeah.
start it with that. Come on, Dan.
Well, they've never done this before, but they're actually finishing this concert with Pour Some Sugar on Me. That's the last song they play.
That's a good way to end.
Is it in like the encore last song,
Yes,
or is it
that is
regular
the
set?
encore. Encore. They finish off with a Hysteria and Pour Some Sugar on Me. Or something like that.
No, apparently they did it in 2005, according to your
Did they
notes.
really?
Yep.
There we go.
Gee, you don't even look at your own notes. Come on, Lyle.
I
Study.
remember that. There we go.
I noticed
Well,
they
there
do
we go.
Love Bites. Why would they do Love Bites in an encore?
Yeah, that's
That's the
weird
one we saw.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay, they haven't done it since.
Oh, look, Switch 65. I love that song.
Yeah, I only saw that one the one time on his list, actually.
Which
Switch 620, 625.
It's on 3 different sets.
yeah, they
Oh,
started
is it?
doing it. Yeah, after the. Euphoria.
It's
Oh,
actually
that's
because it's an instrumental song, so it's actually a great break for Joe's to rest up his vocal cords or whatever, get a drink or whatever. So it's a great filler.
Yeah, but haven't they done
Gotcha.
Two Steps Behind? Haven't they done the acoustic before? Like, that's really fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really love the acoustic version.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that every
I like that.
show. They
So
do
to say,
acoustic set now.
once again to the live sets. I got a few acoustic live sets in here too.
Yeah. Yeah, they always have the acoustics. I think it just gives them a break and
Yeah.
kind of whereabouts in the concert they're at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's coming next.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you also get to that point where you're like, oh, it's going to end soon.
That's
I know, right?
well. That's what I feel. It's funny because like when we saw Nickelback, that
Yeah.
concert flew by.
Oh, it definitely did.
But I go to see some shows. I'm like, it's only been an hour, or okay, like hour and a half. Like, can we go home soon? Where this
Yeah.
guy is like,
You don't
Oh
oh
want
my
it to
god, it's
end.
already over.
It's over,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Don't
it just
want
started.
Yeah, because there was some, I can't remember which one it was. They had a little bit shorter a set because I'm used to them doing full 2 hours or whatever. But there's been a few where like, yeah, you're listening to the concert and then all right, see you, and you're like, what?
We paid for a concert. What's going on?
We just started watching you. What are you talking
Right?
about? You know, we're
Yeah.
probably 20 songs in, but you know,
It doesn't feel
It
like
does-
it.
it didn't
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like it. Yeah. It's amazing shows. Like I highly recommend anybody who gets the opportunity to see them, go see them because they're amazing shows.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I like how they're really changing the set list up now, which we'll eventually get into. I don't know on this one or not, but the deep cuts and the
Yeah.
songs, right?
That's always
I
nice
wish
to
they-
see, but
wish they
it's really
played certain-
it's really hard for them to do,
Oh, they have to. I know.
which is sad. Like I would love that, but then that's I would say would be a benefit of the residencies, except for the fact that obviously they're there every night, but obviously the fan base changes
Well, they
every
did.
night. So
Like they played some. When I saw them, like they're finally playing "Die Hard" the Hunter again, but they did some songs that they'd never done live before. But it wasn't really. Well, Billy's Got a Gun,
yeah,
which they hadn't played in forever. But this one here, it's strictly the first. It's Pyromania and Hysteria with Bring On the Heartbreak and a new song. Like it, that's it. Like, and that's what I think. That's what people have wanted.
yeah.
was those two albums. They're like everything else is whatever. They just want those two albums, or even High and Dry is what they want too, and they're listening to social media.
Yeah, well, because I've another band that I've seen close to the same amount of times as Def Leppard, Tea Party, is they've done that is on the Transmission album. On their tour is like they split it. They actually put an intermission in the show. Is so one half of the show was literally the album in its entirety, and then kind of come back and play some of
Yeah.
the hits and finish
Yeah.
the show with the
That
hits.
was Leopard's first residency was Hysteria in its entirety, and then
Yeah,
play a little bit, or they opened up as Def Leppard and did some deep cuts,
yeah.
like a song that they hadn't played since '79, I think it was. So it's like, wow, okay, that would be cool.
See, now you
That'd
got to
be
go
cool.
back all of a sudden because you say in that time or whatever, so you go onto the Night album, and all of a sudden I've got Hello America, Overture, all the songs
They
played in my
did.
head.
Wait a second here.
You looking for that?
No, no, this was on their residency, the first one in Vegas.
Oh.
They did. I gotta find it here now.
Did you actually make a playlist of it?
Look who you're asking.
Because I can see his phone, and I'm just like, because he's looking.
They
at
did
a
Good
playlist.
Morning Freedom,
Oh,
which is, the first time they played it since 78 or 79.
so that's off the EP then.
Didn't even be on the EP. It was just something they played.
Wow.
They wrote and never recorded it. I think it was a B-side or something, maybe, but that's about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
B-sides, for kids who don't know, is when albums used to release a single, they would put a
On a
bonus
45,
on a
they-
45. They would put a
Yes.
bonus cut of a song that was nowhere else to be found.
So now you're explaining why I say "see you on the B side."
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because only certain people get it.
Because- well, tear it down was the B-side song from
Hysteria.
and it got so much want and airplay. Well, going back to LG73 where you guys were talking, is that was the one, is you're sitting there trying to tape it because you knew it was coming up and you couldn't get it anywhere else unless you had bought the single,
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and then they put it on Adrenalize.
and they put it on Adrenalize.
Nice.
So, yeah. But I think we'll continue on another one.
Yeah, sounds
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Haven't
It's really
scratched
scratched the
it.
surface.
yeah.
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 Bounced all over the place, but yes.
Well, we
this
did,
is-
but that's okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Because it was really just looking at the notes and going, "Hey, what about this? Oh, and that brought up this."
it's an amazing band. Listeners, go out, catch a show if you can.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Great. We're good.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for
Yes,
Thanks for
listening.
for
listening,
listening.
as always. I hope you enjoyed this.
We'll catch you on the B side.